Salutations everyone, I'm Quill and Ink the Midnight Ace, or just Quill for short, and I'm here to talk about RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 3. Now, this episode is my new favorite of all RWBY, and since it's so important, I'm putting out a fucking massive spoiler warning. Now let's get started with this order. Also, if you hear some noise in the background, my neighbors are having a giant party. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. Alright, now let's just get into the video. We start with that intro, which is pretty lit. Video about the intro coming soon, by the way. Then we see Jin's blue smoke. Ooh. Salem was locked away by her father, and she lived in a time when magic was used by everyone. But a legendary hero came to rescue her. His name is Ozma or Ozpin. I'm calling Ozpin Ozma now. Somehow they escaped, and they were bound together in a way. Damn, the two were in love. But Ozma died due to falling ill. Wow. Leaving Salem with his awesome staff that I really want to own. Salem went to the domain of light, where the god of light is. There was this fountain of light and creation, or life and creation, sorry. And the god of light has antlers. Yes! Salem bows the fuck down and wants Ozma back. But the god of light, I'll just call him Elder, refuses because it would disrupt the circle of life. Then Salem goes to the god of darkness's domain, which will later become Salem's domain. The dark god has ram antlers and can disfigure himself like the Nuka larvae. The dark one brings Ozma back. Ozma scared AF. Elder arrives and is pissed, and Ozma gets pulled from life and death like a ragdoll. The Dark One turns into a Western-style dragon, Elder turns into an Eastern-style dragon. It is awesome. I want to see concept art for these dragons. Then the Dark One removes Ozma, again. Salem was falling down into the pool of life and creation, and is gifted/cursed with immortality. Something the brothers agreed upon. Salem tried to commit suicide on multiple accounts, but it didn't work. Salem manipulated the kingdoms to bend around her finger. Elder was met with the kingdoms. Dark One joined them, both in dragon form. Salem reveals herself. Magic is attempted against the gods, but it fails. Dark One decimates all of humanity. Salem is alone. Now we know why Remnant is called Remnant. Elder fades away somehow, I don't know. Dark One blasts off in a beam and cracks the moon. We finally know. Salem went back to the land of darkness and went to the pools of black and jumped in a pitiful attempt to remove her immortality. She was wrong. The pools didn't remove her immortality. They just gave Salem a lust for destruction and blood. And gave her that grim look, which is pretty neat. Ozma wails in a white place. Elder appears in dragon form, then regular. Elder explains that they're between realms. Elder summons the relics, a sword, a crown, a lamp, and what I think is a spear. And if the relics are brought together, the gods will return and humanity will be judged. If they've learnt to live in harmony, the gods will live amongst them too. If not, humanity will be gone. Ozma is given the power to reincarnate, but in a way that ensures he's never alone. This is actually giving me a theory. Ozma finds out Salem isn't who she was. Ozma accepts the challenge. He's reborn as a townsperson with white hair, lit. Ozma, the legendary hero, has returned, but he was confused. The only people using magic are Ozma and the witch or Salem. They meet and they instantly know who each other are. The house Salem was in got fixed up. Salem blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma kept his mission and the relics a secret. Then they talk. Salem suggests they become the new gods, not Darkseid and all that. And they tried. Salem killed a Nevermore, all Watch Dogs 2 Shuffler style. The new god plan was working for a while. They got a following and built a kingdom, and they had kids. Salem was proud of the war they created. Ozma wasn't. The kids turned out to have magic. Cool. Then Ozma explained everything, the relics and his mission. Ozma tries to get the kids away and a fight breaks out. The kingdom falls, the kids are probably dead. Salem then kills Ozma. Ozma felt death, reliving a smart guy rebuilt Ozma's stuff as the Kane we all know and love. Ozma went to Jin, found some things he needed to know, but when he asked, how do I destroy Salem, he got a bad response, Jin saying, you can't. End of episode! Alright, so that was a massive lore dump. I'm so happy to see the gods and the other relics, not to mention the origin of Ozpin, or Ozma, as I shall now call him, and Salem. Arg! I'm so happy. Yes, that's what it says in my script. It just says Arg. Let's quickly talk about that theory with Ozma and reincarnation I mentioned earlier. My theory is that Oscar won't fade. They'll both live together until they die, in which Oscar won't reincarnate. Overall, I give this episode 4 relics out of 4. I'd add more, but nah. These brothers are actually nice. They live in harmony. And then watching RWBY Rewind, they have a theory about dust. The dust is of people that came from the previous variation of humanity that could do magic. Think about it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the children, though. If the kids are the maidens, Ozma might have forgotten about them, and they return to him unknowingly, because they might have forgotten immortality, which I don't want. And the moon. We got an answer. Ozma also might be hiding the relics because he doesn't feel like humanity should be judged. But what about Silver Eyes?